Hello, my name is Dr. Melissa Briscoe Lamarche. Today we're going to talk a little bit more about balance. If you know my channel, you have previously seen two other videos that I have done for you to show you how you can balance better. To review, why do we need to have balance? Well, when you think about it, you have to balance on one leg every time you take a step while you're walking. You also need to be able to balance while you're going up and down the stairs, when you're standing up from a chair, getting in and out of your car, or maybe out on the playing field when you're jumping to catch a ball or going to throw a ball and you switch your weight around. And really, if you think about it, isn't life just a game? So balance serves us all in any game that we play. Now, previously, when we talked, I told you a little bit about the steps to better balance. One of the main things you need to do when you're balancing is focus like a laser beam at one spot. Find one spot that's about above the horizon and focus on it. Do not take your eyes off of that one spot, right? Okay, once we find that, then what we do is we start to challenge our balance. First thing is just to try to balance like this for 30 seconds. Once you can do this easily on each leg, that's when we start to make it a little bit harder. My second video talked a little bit about the foundations of balance as well as how you can start to challenge your balance. So, as we move forward with balancing, the fundamentals still apply. You want to look at that one spot, you want to focus like a laser beam, and then to challenge a basic balance, what you start to do is move your arms and legs. You start with just one arm. You do that for about 30 seconds, you take a break, you switch, you try it with your other arm, you do that for about 30 seconds, you take a break, you switch legs, then you try to move a leg out to the side. 30 seconds is the goal again, and we want to switch and then do the other leg. Now, you don't want to work on moving your arms and legs while you're balancing unless you can hold one leg balance really well. I'm talking like 30 seconds as easy as pie, just as I am right now. If you're still like trying really hard to hold on to your balance, you are not ready to be trying to move your arms and legs out to the side yet, okay? So this is a process. Don't rush the process, because if you do, you're just gonna get dysfunction and you're never gonna get good at it. So let your body have some time. In fact, it takes 6 to 8 weeks to see a significant strength gain. So if you started working on your balance with my first video, after 6 to 8 weeks is about how long that's been, you should be pretty good at at doing this balance, especially if you've been practicing every day, because that's what makes the difference is practice, practice, practice. Frequency of the action makes the greatest change, okay? Remember that. Now, we start with balancing. We want to balance on one leg easily for 30 seconds. Once that becomes easy, then what we do is we start working on moving our arms. And then we work on moving our other arm, our legs, right? We already went over that today. You can also work in combination with that, opposites. We'll talk about that a little bit later. Third step to balance, what we're going to work on today is actually moving your gaze around, meaning moving your head, moving your eyes, okay? You'll know in our first two videos I said focus like a laser beam with your eyes, because your eyes are a huge contributing component to your ability to balance. And when we start moving our head around, balancing gets a lot harder. So what do we do when we're trying to move our head around, move our eyes around when we're balancing? Well, we start from the beginning. We want to make sure we have good, easy balance on one leg first, okay? You start with your eyes, focus on that one spot, but when you're ready, what you're going to do is turn your head side to side. And you're going to spot one point as you turn your head. So right now I'm looking at one spot above the camera. I turn my head, I look at one spot on the wall, I look straight ahead again at the camera, I turn my head, I look at another spot on the wall. You'll notice that each time I move my head, my body kind of falters a little bit, and I use my arms to help me keep that balance, right? Moving your head while you're trying to balance is very challenging. So after you've done it a few times to each side, or when your leg starts to get tired, go ahead and switch. Again, you want to make sure you have your balance solid on one leg with your eyes focused at one spot before you start moving your head. Pick your two spots that you're going to look at from side to side, and you're going to look at them. You go from one side, find that one spot, back to the middle, find your one spot, go to the side, find your one spot. And you keep doing that in sections and try to hold that leg balance. Now, as you get better at this, you won't have to take 3 distinct stops as you're looking from side to side. You should start to be able to scan from side to side as you do this. So you would be standing on one leg and you start to scan from one side to the other. Now, as you do the scan, it would be wise to pick one spot on each wall to look at while you do this. That's all I have for you today. I hope this has been helpful. If you have any questions, please ask them below in the questions. And as always, you can feel free to reach out to me at my office. My number is 404-825-1629. Marietta, Georgia, baby.